What is going on, Patriot Gardeners? It's your buddy Murdock. And tonight, we're back with installment number 4 in our How to Grow Strawberries from Seed video series. Check this out. Look at this. These are all the babies that we started together on video. Isn't this amazing? I mean, oh my. Yep. And these are a June bearing variety. So in the next month or so, we should start to see our blooms. And these guys are just huge. I mean, they have completely outgrown these containers here, which is, hoorah for them. But it leads us into tonight's video. And here's some more down here. And some of their babies. Man, they're just everywhere. So, for tonight's video, I actually went and constructed a nice little 12-foot long box, 2 foot wide, and about 32 inches deep. And I've gone ahead and got this one all planted up and filled up with some straw hay and whatnot. And this one is well over here. But I've left this one for us to take care of tonight, because I have 2 old farmer tricks to show you that are going to give you better tasting fruit, bigger plants, and higher yields, and going to help with your transplant. So, still, I can't believe this. This is absolutely amazing. Oh, wait, that's an apple tree, different video. So, before we get started, I want to take a moment to say thank you to all of our subscribers. We just hit 15,000. I cannot believe that. I am absolutely blown away. And I cannot express my gratitude to each and every one of you. It's because of all you that we've been able to reach so many other people and teach everyone how to grow. And I really hope that everyone's been enjoying the videos. They're kind of fun to make when the neighbor's dog isn't barking too much. And yeah. But there is one thing I wanted to bring up. We were noticing some drop in video views. And we were checking with the algorithms that they have here on YouTube. And I know you may have heard this around before, but I was kind of shocked to find out that they really do have this stuff that keeps videos of people helping themselves and teaching others how to help themselves down. And then you throw in on top of that the message of Father, the garden, or, oh, wait, are we going to say it? Yes, we are. Jesus Christ. And guess what? Your videos get throttled, they get put on the back burner, and they seem to think that that message really doesn't need to carry along with the garden. Well, before we even get going, I'm going to double it down and push in on that. Let me explain something. Father started with a garden for a reason, because it was the best place for him to teach his children how to grow. What greater place could you walk with your children and teach them everything that there is to know about the world? Perfection. So, with that being said, please remember to hit that like, share this video so we can beat that algorithm and show these folks that Father is the #1 and best gardener of all time and existence in all the universe, and will always be so. And force feed it back down to these people so that we can reach all the other folks and give them that message so that they can do this. If I can do this, all of you can do this. And you know what? If I can do it, you can do it twice as good as this. So let's get growing. So Our strawberries here, as we have already established, have just completely exploded and gone everywhere. These over here, I've already gone down and established in the bed all over the place, and the same with these over here. But I left this bed raw, like I said, just so we could plant it together. These plants here, although I could leave them in this little box, I'm kind of concerned. Truthfully, I didn't realize that they were going to respond to the soil mixtures and stuff like that, which we will cover. Don't worry, folks. Um, that they were going to explode and grow this rapidly and this big so fast. Um, so we're going to go ahead and take these guys out of here and put them in this bed. And then I'm going to show you the two tricks, one during the planting process and one for these little runner guys to help propagate more plants for you. So, our soil mixture. Let's get this out of the way. What do we got going on here? Let's take a close-up look. Ooh-wee. Look, you can even see little boogers crawling around in there. Wonder if I can zoom in on that. Oh yeah, look, it's like National Geographic. Man, it's like alive. Little pieces, little rocks, little pieces of compost, chicken poop, all sorts of wonderful stuff. The way it's supposed to be. You know, and in your garden, you should have a biodiversity of life everywhere that you go. I mean, if we were to go digging around in the hay, I'm sure we'd find some little boogers here too. But, you know, that's a good sign that you've got, you know, a good life cycle and a good biodiversity in your garden. And that's a definite good sign. Like, oh, what do we got here? Hey there, little buddy. What are you? Oh, look at you. You're some moth. I bet you're going to lay eggs or something on my strawberries, aren't you? Hoorah. Uh-huh. Well, you know what? Everybody deserves a chance, right? Come here. Why don't you come with me? We'll put you somewhere else, like over in the lawn. And remember, folks, to always be kind. So, what do we got going on with our soil here? Well, this bed is made up of about 50% Kellogg raised bed and potting mix. And you've seen that in my other videos, and you can go to the channel and check out some of those, and we've got links to the soil itself. It is an OMRI listed product. I highly recommend it. They do not sponsor these videos, but I recommend it because it works. To that, I've added about 25% of some chicken manure compost and some organic garden compost to kind of get it all mixed up. And then I threw in a bunch of perlite, some earthworm castings, and some, let me see what this is. This Dr. Earth, reach back here, and throw this down here. Dr. Earth, Natural Wonder, Organic and Natural Fruit and Tree Fertilizer. And I checked it out online. It's got really good ratings. It's an OMRI listed product, and it's got some true biotics and some mycorrhiza. Oh yeah. And if you've seen any of my other videos, we know that we like the mycorrhiza root fungus. So, anyways, the soil mixture is pretty rich. It's got a lot of compost. The Kellogg mix already has a lot of cocoa peat and peat moss and stuff like that already in it, and a lot of other organic material. Like I said, it's some pretty good stuff. And then once we get these other amendments in it, it's pretty rich. So we should do pretty good. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to take our plant box. And you could have a round one, you could have a square one. Like I said, you could have just one plant you want to pull out and transplant somewhere else. That's fine. And this could work to put it into a bigger pot or something like that too. It doesn't have to be into a raised bed. This just happens to be what we're doing tonight. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to come over to our box. And we've got all these runners everywhere and big plants and just stuff going all over the place. So we need to identify which of these runners have set roots and which have not. And that's kind of important because when we go to take this big plant out, if we've got it attached to a little runner that's got roots already bearing down into the ground, we're going to pop those out and it's going to hurt that little guy. So first thing we want to do is grab a hold of our runner and just lift it up and see where it goes. So this plant here actually goes to right there and comes out, not attached at all yet. It's still new and has its little root horn right there on the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe I can zoom in on exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, there it is. See that little tiny pokey thing? That's called a root horn. And what that does is that goes down and that senses moisture and goodies and stuff like that. And that's what causes the roots to spring forth, go down and grab a hold. Pretty neat, huh? So after that plant sits there for a little bit, it will grab a hold just like its sibling did right here. Because this one came from this plant that's right here next to it. So, looks like we've got this one attached to this one here, and it comes over here, so we'll just count that as one. This one's got another one back here, but it's not attached. All right, this guy here, looks like we got all his out front. This guy here, we're good. Oh, looky there, let me turn on the light, maybe that'll help. See that one right there? When I went to lift it up, it was already stuck. So we know that down in here, he's already grabbed a hold. So we're going to count him as his own plant. And then we will come back over here to this next plant and take a look at what we got going on. And it looks like we've got a runner that came over here, and it is definitely attached. So, and then it's got one coming from it. It comes over to this one, and yep, that one is for sure attached. Okay, so what we want to do as we come through here, and we've identified our plants that are attached and the ones that are not attached, we want to go ahead and sever some umbilical cords. So let's see, this one here is all good. Oops, broke that off. Whoops, you didn't see that. And these guys are all good. So basically, we're going to get in here and turn our light on again. This guy here, where you can see right here, this little runner stalk that attaches him, since he's already rooted in, he doesn't need mom anymore. So we're going to go ahead and take our scissors here. Don't ever use razor blades. Use a scissor or pinch it. And we're going to go ahead and pop that. And we're going to count him as his own plant with his own runner. And then we're going to come over here. And we're going to lift this up. And same thing right here. Oops. Get out of the way, leaves. We're going to sever that one. And then since these two are attached, we're going to go ahead and sever them. Just like that. All right. Now that all the umbilical cutting is done, now comes the fun part. We'll go ahead and start in this corner and do the easy one. We're going to go ahead and just reach right underneath this plant. We're going to go down it, just basically reach down with your hand underneath the plant. You'll feel the root ball at the base of it, about 3 or 4 inches down, and you're just going to lift up with your index finger, and just like that. Ta-da! And you get yourself a nice little strawberry plug, and we've got all our roots right there. Yeah. All right. So we'll go ahead and set him down, and we're going to come to the first special trick of the evening. the first secret ingredient that's going to make this little guy look like that. Ta-da! Azomite. Now, if you don't know what azomite is, it's a rare earth mineral. It's derived from volcanic ash, and it carries with it all sorts of micronutrients, and it will help balance out soil that has been overused, or new soil to establish. Sometimes newer soils, when you first put them in the beds, they can be a little bit harsh. The stuff can be a little bit hot in them, even though it says composted and this and that. Well, azomite helps even out the playing field a little bit, and also helps with your root development and nutrient uptake to your plant. I highly, highly recommend using this stuff. I use it everywhere in the garden. That's why the plants look like that. So, it doesn't take a whole lot. So we're going to start off right here. And we're just going to use our hands because we're not a wuss. And we're going to dig a hole. We're going to reach in here. And we're going to grab us about that much azomite. Doesn't really take a whole lot. We're going to throw it right down in the hole. And we're going to take a pinch of dirt. Throw it right back down on top. Now we've got our little plant here. Now I'm going to discuss planting depth. And for that, I'm going to turn on the light one more time. Okay. On our strawberry plant here, at the very, very base of it, we have the hilt. Right there at the tip of my fingernail. And if you plant this any deeper and go like, say, up to here or like up here, this part of the stem will begin to rot. And your plant will not look very nice. So planting depth is critical. Some people, when they transplant their strawberries, will actually wash off the soil so they can get it just right. There's no need to do that. You have a whole chunk of dirt. Look at these roots. No thanks. It's already established. It's already at the right depth. I know it is, so I'm going to set it in my hole and check it against the bed depth. And it looks like we could actually add just a little bit more dirt in there. And then we're going to set him back down in there and check it. And that looks pretty good. Once we get him pushed down just a little bit, he's going to level out. And then I'm going to fill it in around him. Yeah, I was very surprised, you guys, when I heard what was going on with the YouTube stuff. It was actually a YouTube mod that told me about this and the possibilities of what could be going on. The reason I was actually, thinking something was up was we gained 350 subscribers to the channel and only had 150 something views. That sound right to you? No. Now, I want you to take a look. See how beautiful that is? It's all mounded up. There's his little crown right there. Matter of fact, I'm going to move that dirt. Make sure it doesn't bury him too deep. Expose that little leaf. And just like that. And we're good to go. And we're going to make sure that his runner is pointed over here because that comes for this next part of the video. So, now that we've got him out, we've got him transplanted, we've got this little runner sitting here, what's next? Like, what's this next secret trick, Murdock? Well, this little guy here has this little horn root there on the bottom, and he would very, very, very much like to grow. So in order to do that, we're going to help him out just a little bit. Now, planting depth with something like this is kind of hard. That right there is the correct planting depth. You know what I mean? So, good luck. There you go. Perfect. Let it go. See, it falls over. Just ridiculous. So we have a solution to this, and it comes in the form of this right here. Just a regular piece of bent wire. Now you can even use a fork stick. You can use whatever you want. Go out in the woods and, knock yourself out. But this right here, we just take these and we'll take the plant, find out where we want to put them, and we will take this and just push it directly down. Let me get down here so you guys can see. And we will push it just until it pushes the stem like that right to the soil. Let me zoom in real good so you can see that. That's it. That will give the plant enough contact with the soil right there in that spot, especially since we're going to give it a little mulch after this, to give it the root horn an ability to establish roots. And you guys are actually going to love that. So, that being said, let's go ahead and grab us another plant here. Let's see. Let's do a big one, just because we can. Let's go ahead and get us a hole prepped and ready. I think it's going to be about that big, maybe. Let's go ahead and get us a pinch of azomite. Throw a little soil on it. Maybe mix that in right there on the bottom. And then we're going to come right in here, about 2-3 inches away from the plant itself. And I mean, you can use a spade shovel. I mean, I'm just a backyard gardener, so guess what? I'm using my hands. And then you guys get a close-up of the plants. How about that? So I'm going to get my hand underneath the plant, find the root ball, and you'll definitely be able to tell when you get to the root ball. Oh, there we go. I got it up. Okay, let me get to this side. Man, sorry about the camera view, but this thing is really deciding it wants to come out in one giant chunk here. Let me get it a little bit break off from this side. Well, this is why you get it all raw and uncut here. Now, let's take this little guy, set him off to the side. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's what all the fight was about. Look at that. And yeah, although, like I said, the soil would have kept going in here for a little while, it's, I think the plants are have pretty much exhausted what's in there. I gave them some compost and they really responded to that. So that's telling me that, what they were in is really not got a lot to it. So we're going to go ahead and get this guy on the ground. And now since we took his runner off, this guy here only has one on the back. So we'll actually pull him right through the leaves here and put him right out front. And we'll use one of our little spikes and set him right there in just a moment. But anyways, let's go back to the base of our plant here. Give a nice little press all the way around. And that should do it. Okay. And then I won't bore you guys through going through the entire planting process of the entire planter there. But I will show you guys the next stage of what we do here. Let me grab another clip. And one more time so that we can see really good. We can see our plant here. And our little bent piece of wire. And there's our plant. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take it and push it down, push it down, push it down, till we get our contact. See, our plant is right there. It's pushed down to the dirt. We're good to go. And that's it. In about, I'd say maybe 2 weeks, that thing will have fully established roots, and if we wanted to, we could go ahead and sever it um, from the mother plant there, and it will be just fine and grow its own strawberries, its own plants, make its own runners, and continue to spread your garden everywhere. So strawberries really, really like mulch. So I use old hay that I get from an organic hay source. And now I'm going to make this point right now. If you do not know that you are getting hay that is organic, I highly suggest you find out before you use it. Hay growers, excuse me, like to use a product called Grazon. It's a broadleaf herbicide, and if it gets in your garden, it can stay up to 5 years. And trust me, you don't want it in your garden because it will destroy everything that you have done. So make sure that you are buying organic hay, certified organic straw hay, or use another mulch. But like I said, I have an organic hay provider. So what we're going to do is we're going to come through and we are just going to toss some hay all around the plant. Now this part, we don't want to bury the plant around the base again. We can get it down there all the way around it, but we don't need to pile it, 3 inches deep underneath these plants. That's not necessary, and if it gets wet, it can actually mold and rot around the stem of the plant. So we don't want to be doing that. So we're going to spread some more out, and we'll give this little guy some, just like this. And you will be shocked after you get these guys done how quick that runner continues to go and start to produce even more plants. I mean, I've had them get like, 10, 15 different strawberry plants on one runner vine. So it's actually a neat process to watch. But that brings me to the last question of our video. Murdock, what am I supposed to do if I follow all your videos, 1 through 4, on how to grow these strawberries, and the links are in the description below if you've missed those, and I get to this point right here with my giant, beautiful strawberry plant, and it's making babies all over the place, but I don't want them to be there. I need to get them and move them. How am I supposed to do that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is a solution for everything. And you guys are absolutely going to love this. If you've watched my videos before, you're going to love this. Red Solo Cup, I fill you up. Let's start a garden. Let's start a garden. So we'll take our little strawberry plant, just like we did over there. I've already got the hay, and it's filled with the same soil mix that we've got over here. And I'm just going to make a little hole so that I know I've got a good contact with the soil. Just like that right there. I will place the horn down in the cup, and I will place the clip behind him, and I will press him down, just like that. Ta-da! And in about 2-3 weeks, you can just go ahead and cut that line right there and keep it going over here. You can take this plant and take it wherever you want in your garden. I recommend, after about 6 weeks max, to get them out of these red Solo cups because they're running out of room in there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed. I look forward to hearing about all the stories about strawberries and how your gardens are turning out. I hope everybody has an entire giant garden and strawberry patch this year. And stay tuned. We've got some really cool videos coming up. And yes, another sequel to our apple trees. That's right. I've got some big surprises for you guys. But I'll go ahead and end this here. I love you all very much. Please remember to be kind to each other. When all else fails, lean in on each other. That's very important right now when they want us all to be separated and tear each other apart. Don't. Be kind and love your neighbor. Prepare for the times we have ahead and do it wisely, but do it quickly. Love you all. God bless. Murdock out.